Welcome to Empower You Know. Let's see y'all. Look, man, I was waiting for the game to cut off to post this video. But look, y'all, I got to tell y'all this story. Is really important. This story is about the time that happened yesterday, y'all, that I almost saved somebody from getting robbed. But like I said, I almost saved somebody from getting robbed, but it just didn't happen. I'm going to tell you what happened. Let's go. All right, y'all. So look, this is what happened. So I was going out to dinner. So I pulled out my driveway, opened the garage, I pulled out my driveway, and then my surroundings, I always look around. I always know what's around me. I see people that's walking up the street, that's parked, or whatever the case may be. You have to be really, really vigilant. I tell y'all that all the time. So I backed up my driveway. I see this car with no lights on kind of driving up the block. So I'm like, something ain't right. I saw these two dudes jump out the car and start walking, but the car stayed in like the same position. So I'm thinking to myself, like, why does the car have no lights and then two guys hopped out? Let me just watch them. So I decided to sit there. So I pulled out. Instead of driving off, I pulled and then I just like sat there and watched them. So they walking down the street. Then the car is literally following them. It had to been like 100 feet or something like that. Like they waited a whole football field, I guess, to see what the guys was going to do. So the car parked right in front of me. I see it's a female. So I'm like, she probably the getaway driver for something, right? So what I did was I just sat there and watched. So when I sat there and watched, I saw the guys walking up the street. They're like look like they're casing, honestly. So by my experience, I see that they walk in a certain way. Like when you walk with a gun in your pocket or on your belt, like you walk a certain way, like especially for people that's not used to it. If you're not used to it, you kind of touching it, you're grabbing it, you're pulling at it and stuff like that. If you're not used to carrying a gun every day, right? And that's the kind of experience that I had as being a police officer. So I'm watching, I'm like, oh, he got the gun on him. So I said, you know what? Let me just call it in, right? Instead of calling 911, I decided to call a guy that I know that worked with NOPD in that area. So I called him. He didn't answer. I'm like, man, this dude here is going to do something. The only reason I didn't call NOPD was because he didn't commit any crimes at this point. He didn't. He jumped out the car. He was walking on the street. Yeah, he probably carrying illegally, but I can't guarantee that, right? It's just something that based on my experience that I saw that I know. But if I tell 911, like, that's not going to be a priority call. So it's going to take the police department to get there. Like, it's going to take them a long time, to be honest with you, because I didn't see him commit any crimes. So I called him again. He didn't answer. So I'm like, man, all right, whatever. So I followed through. I passed the car up that had the lights off. I passed the two guys. I looked them in their face. They're young guys. One had a hoodie on. One had a mask on. And I said, man, all right, well, I can't do nothing with it, so I'm going to let it go. So I get to dinner. The police officer called me back. I said, man, look, bro, I was about to give you a dude. He's walking on the street with a gun. It was two dudes. I gave them the description of the two guys. And then I gave him the description of the vehicle. I didn't know what kind of vehicle it was because I wasn't that close, but I said it was like a 4-door black vehicle, small vehicle. So he was like, was it like and he named the vehicle. I was like, bro, that's it. He was like, actually, those two dudes just robbed somebody. I said, man, like at that time I couldn't call. Well, I could have called NOPD, but it would have just took so long that they wouldn't have got there and the guys would have been gone. Because even the place that they robbed the people, it wasn't in that area that I saw them at. So they didn't see anybody. They wound up leaving the area and robbing somebody else. But man, I tried to save whoever that was got robbed, man. I tried. Like, it's just like my experience. Like, I saw them. I knew what they was doing. I saw he had a gun. Like, it was easy to see. But man, I'm sorry, man. Whoever that was that got robbed, I tried. But like I said, that's why I said almost. I almost saved somebody because I didn't. But yeah, that was my experience yesterday, man. I'm sorry, whoever that was, straight up. So thank y'all for watching. What's up, y'all? It's Empower You Know. So man, I just posted that video. If y'all missed it, go check it out. It's on my story. I asked y'all what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Was the cop right or was the cop wrong? The background information is this. The guy, he was found with no weapon on him. He had no gun. He also was found, they found a suicide note that was at his house. So That's a little background information, but the cop was absolutely right. Um, he told the cop that he had a gun in his waistband. He if at the cop at the last second, like he was grabbing his gun to shoot him. The cop did what we had to do. It's really, it takes a second for you to pull out a gun and shoot it. So he didn't have enough time to analyze what exactly he had in his hand or what exactly he was grabbing. He told the police officer, "I got a gun," and he acted like he was going to use it. It's just unfortunate that he didn't have a gun, and he had this suicide note. So he had this planned out from the jump, what he was going to do. And this thing is called suicide by cop. You see this often. It's actually a thing. Y'all can look it up. It's called suicide by cop, meaning you want to take your life, but you make the police do it, right? Just look it up, y'all. But that's my little spill on it. The cop was absolutely right. And once again, I appreciate y'all for watching.